Hi, my name is Rob Zai. I'm an Education and Outreach Librarian at W. Frank Steely Library. I primarily work with graduate students and graduate programs. I also teach in the Library Informatics program, and I teach LIN 400, which is Trends in Library Informatics. Authority is constructed and contextual, and what that means is that there's a process for determining who we listen to. So when we read an article, or we watch the news, or we listen to a report, how is it that we determine whether or not we should trust that individual that's speaking? Typically, when we look at authority, we look at their education of the person who is communicating this. We look at their experience, and hopefully those would inform, or at least more inform, their opinions than, say, somebody that doesn't have that experience or education. A great real-world example might be where you find an article about nuclear fission, for instance. If it was written by someone who actually has a degree in nuclear physics, has studied it, perhaps they work in a nuclear plant or a research facility, they would be more authoritative than, say, someone who is writing or speaking about nuclear fission that maybe doesn't have that background or writes and speaks about many topics. One of the key components of information literacy is to look at authority, because it asks the information consumer to take a critical look at who is creating the information that they are consuming, and to not simply just assume that that person is an expert, has an education and a background to justify why they are the ones writing or speaking about this particular topic. One thing that students do before they begin reading actual resources is to read laterally, which is to say they find and do a little bit of research on the people or the organizations that are writing this information. So you have some sense as to, again, their background, experience. Maybe there's a bias inherent with a particular author or an organization. So it's important not just to consume the information as is, but read about the information producer. Students should care about information literacy not only for their classes, but as participants in the information environment. In terms of your classes, you want to make sure what you're citing in your papers and speeches is accurate and reflects the opinions and views and research from people who actually study these topics day in and day out. In terms of just being an average person, you want to make sure that you are reading reputable information, that you're not just passively and uncritically consuming information. And at this point, with everybody having a phone and most people being on social media, we want to make sure that when we forward information, that it is, again, credible and reputable. And as students, hopefully you will have the chance to do research of your own. And again, you want that research to be based in reputable, credible information. Class of '99, Norse up!